What's going on, y'all? I'm out here in the shop, and today I'm back working on these Foxbodies. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna be working on the 408 again because Foxbodies be Foxbodies, and this car went home for exactly 2 weeks and developed an issue. It's a small issue, but an issue nonetheless. So what happened is it has developed an oil leak right across the China rail at the intake. And no, I did not use the cork gasket there. I actually used a thick bead of Permatex there. So I'm gonna keep the intro short, and I'm gonna let you guys know what I think happened. Hopefully I'm gonna fix that leak, and we're gonna go out and drive this car and beat on it a little bit because this thing runs great. The leak is gonna be hard to see. It's almost right under where it comes out for the water neck, but it's going right down the block right there and kind of pooling up and just making a big mess. And it's leaking pretty good too. He said he ran a tank full of gas through it and he had to put a quart of oil in it. So I told him to get it back out here and let me get it fixed. But the reason I think this happened is because of crankcase pressure. Because that pressure is gonna find somewhere to go, and that just happened to be where the leak developed. Now this car has been through 4 sets of valve covers, and I think that's where the excessive crankcase pressure issue came from. So the first set that this car had on it were the tall valve covers. He really liked those valve covers, and we were gonna try to run them. But we were also going to try to use his, I think it's a 2.5-inch cal induction hood. And you can see I've cut a big area out of it to try to gain more clearance. But when we put the big tall valve covers on it, I had to use a 1-inch spacer on the elbow. And then that just put the elbow all into the hood. The hood wouldn't even close, wouldn't even come close. So that just kind of ruled those out right there. So I was like, I gotta have shorter valve covers, definitely. So the second set, and if you have watched the build video on this car, the first time this car was started, it had the, I think they say powered by Ford on them. And they worked fine, except the filler neck location. The filler neck, basically the cap was all over the idle air control motor. So I was like, you know, you got to pull the idle air control motor off to get the filler cap on and off. So ended up getting rid of those as well. So at that point, I'm like, I got to have something short with the filler neck more towards the front of the car. And guys, factory valve covers met all that criteria. And that's actually what this car went home with. But the issue I ran into with these valve covers was when you cut this baffle out, the rocker arms, or at least in his case, are basically just shooting oil right up the filler neck. So originally, I'd put one of these breather filters on there to try to relieve crankcase pressure. But what happened, and you know, these are kind of canted like that when they're on the engine, but this whole filter just basically filled up with oil and it was dripping right out of the side, right onto a header. So I was like, well, that's not gonna work. So what I did was I put a regular filler cap back on it, and I tried to vent it through this little hole right here. And I believe that's what got me. I wanted to get a breather on both sides, but there was really no way that I could figure out to do that. So I'm almost positive that's what got me. And the worst part is, set of valve covers number 4, I had here. These are SN95 style valve covers. And both valve covers have baffles and filters on each, you know, one on each side. So I'm hoping that's going to relieve all my crankcase pressure. even with editing all this work down, it is starting to make this video run really long. And you guys know I'm not opposed to long videos, but I also know that most of you do not want to watch me take this intake off, reseal it, and put it back on. So through the magic of the internet, there's just a couple more things that I need to do before we take this car out and see how it runs and drives. And the first one is I'm going to change the oil in the filter. And I'm going to do that because anytime you pull the lower intake off, you're going to get antifreeze down in the crankcase. Now, I could have drained the oil beforehand and reused it, but this car's got about 500 or 600 miles on it right now, and I consider that basically a break-in period, so I'm just going to put a fresh filter and fresh oil in it. The second thing, you can see I've already dropped the distributor, and I didn't get into any details on that because I actually have a video on my channel that shows you exactly how to drop a distributor into a small block Windsor. Now, when I get this thing up and running, I'm going to get it up to temp, and as I'm doing that, I'm going to sync the timing with the Holley Terminator X. It'd be kind of like setting your base timing if you had a stock computer or something like that. But that's one of the most important things with Holley Terminator software is syncing the timing so that the computer knows mechanically what the car is seeing. And then the last thing, once the thermostat opens, I'm going to top off the radiator because I know I lost fluid because I had to clean it up. Once all that's done, I'm going to let the car cool back down and I'm going to retort these lower intake manifold bolts because sometimes they have a tendency to back off. It's the next day and I just retorqued the lower intake there and I got the rest of my to-do list done. So let's take this thing out for a spin. Second gear are pretty much useless at any speed. If you get on it, this thing just annihilates the tires even from a roll. So this thing is making some good power right now. Definitely going to have to get these 17-inch radials off here and get him a tire, that's for sure. This car cruises great. I mean, just driving down the road, man, but when you bat this thing, you better be holding on to something. man, this car sounds good. And it runs good. But that was about a 30-mile round trip with various driving conditions. I did a lot of cruising. And, you know, of course, I had to get on it, guys. I mean, I'm testing the car, right? But since I've gotten back, I've given it the once-over. There are no leaks anywhere right now. So hopefully these valve covers have taken care of the crankcase pressure problem. All right, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, and hopefully this video will show you how important proper crankcase ventilation is. Say that 5 times real fast. But I kind of got myself in a bind by not having it properly vented in the first place. But now that I've got breather filters on both valve covers and I just put it through its paces, it seems like that has taken care of the crankcase pressure issue that was going on with this car. Next episode, not sure what it's going to be. Hopefully the 408 won't be back in 2 weeks. Might be on my car. I just put some electric fans on, new electric fans, and they move a ton of air. Might be the GT350 right here, or it might be the 66. I'm not sure. But guys, as always, I'm busy, so I'm out.